In this video, I want to show you how to create a 3D part program using our CNC controller NexT 3.0. Right now, I'm on my programs library page where I can see all the part programs I have created before, and by clicking any of those, I can load it right away to my CNC main memory and it will be ready to be executed. But right now, what I want to do is to create a new part program. So I begin that by clicking on New. In this dialog box, I have to enter a name for my part. And then I will choose 3D from the drop-down box. When I click on OK, NexT will put the new program in my program library, and here I can see that it's a 3D part, and NexT has put the default thickness and the default material automatically, and of course I can change these if I want to. And also I can see here the date I created this part. On the pane below, I can see the thickness here, 2 millimeter. This is the default value when you create a new part program. I can easily change this to whatever thickness I have. And then I can see here the material, which is steel. I have right now 3 choices here: steel, stainless steel, and aluminum. But if I want, I can create multiple different materials, and they will be shown here when I create new programs. Here we have also the resistance of the part, so I can change this to a custom value. And finally I see the mute point, the speed change point of the RAM, which is 4 millimeter above the material. So once I am happy with my initial input on the part program, the next step I want to go to is the editor. So in the editor page, right now all I have is a blank page. First of all, I want to enable the quick drawing mode, which will really speed up the way I create the part program. Now I want to start putting the information for my part. So I click on the face and I click on insert face. With this dialog box, I have to give the length and width of the base plate for my part program. So for the length, I enter 200 millimeters, and for the width, I enter 100 millimeter. When I click OK, NexT will create the space part, and from this point on, to whichever edge I click or I tap on the screen, NexT will let me add a flange to that part. So right now I want to make a simple box, so I will start from here and I will click on this edge. As you can see, immediately a dialog box comes up and asks me to put the length and the angle. So I will do a 50 millimeter flange length, and I will put 90 degrees. When I click OK, you'll see that NexT put the flange right where I want it, with the angle and the dimension data. So I will continue and I will put another flange here, and again, as soon as I tap on the screen, it immediately asks me to put the length, which is 50 millimeter, and the angle, which should be 90 degrees. And I continue to the third edge, and I click on the third edge and I put the same values here, 50 and 90, and finally I click on the fourth and the last edge and I put the same information here again. Now that my part is ready, what I want to do is to choose the correct tooling for this part. Since this is a closed box, it is crucial to choose the right tools, otherwise I might have a collision with the part and the tools or the machine itself, which would create a lot of problems for my part. So next step I do is go to the tool up menu. here I see already the standard tool that is on the machine remaining from the last part program, but here I will show you a feature which makes NexT one of the best CNC controllers for press brakes in this market. Choosing the right tool. This is usually, especially if you have complex parts, this is usually a big headache for operators. And if the operators are not really well experienced in this matter, they might choose wrong tooling, and this would cause to scrap the parts, scrap the material because of collisions, which would increase the cost of running the press brake. Here, NexT has a very simple solution for this. As you can see, I have here a button called automatic tooling, and as soon as I click on this, NexT will analyze the part that I have, and it will offer me the most optimum tooling station to bend this part. So here you can see it put my punch holder, it put my punch as demo 2, it put a die, demo V6, and my die holder. So when I click on generate stations, you will see that it will put the punch and die, and please look at this part especially because of this is a closed box. NexT generated a punch which has a horn on the left side so that there's no collision when bending this part. So tooling takes 2 seconds for NexT, and now we're ready to go to the final step, which is the simulation module. On the simulation module, all I want to do is click on the search button and click on execute, and NexT will look for the optimum bending sequence, and as soon as it has found one, it will warn me. And yes, I want to store it, and I click on close. Now here I can review all the steps, and I can see if there's anything I don't like. So right now we're on the first bend, and this is the second bend, and this is the third bend, and this is our final bend. As you can see, bending is completed. There is no collision, no problem whatsoever. And the last thing I want to do is click on generate, so steps NexT creates the steps necessary for the program to be run on the press brake. Finally, when I click on the menu and automatic page, here NexT warns me that I had a different tooling last time I ran the machine, so it just wants me to check if I have the correct tooling. So I know I have the correct tooling, so I'll just say update and continue. And here my part is ready. I have all the numeric values for all the axes of my machine, and I can run this part right away.